Hi people, here's Tiger back again today, live. Should I turn on the chat? Let me see if I turn on the chat. Live chat, say something. Hello. I guess the chat is on. Last time I had to turn it on or something or other. And I don't know what's the deal. Anyway, so as the title says, I'm going to build a new computer. Oh, maybe I should make sure I stay in frame. And this is going to be for my son. So I'm just going to show you guys the parts that I'm going to use. And hopefully either tomorrow or the next day, we'll see it happen. Okay, there we go. So, first on the top, well, as one of the things that, let's see, how am I looking at it? Here we go. And this is the motherboard, the Z590 Tomahawk with Wi-Fi. And that's a pretty picture there. Huh? Lots. The nice thing about this particular motherboard is that the shield here is built in to this heat sink. So you don't have to pop in the little shield into the case. So you just put the whole thing in. So you don't have to fiddle around with the whole thing, which I kind of like. Why this one? This one's a little higher rated. It includes Wi-Fi, so if he wants to connect his phone to it, then he can do that. It also has quite a few USB ports. Okay, more so than other ones. Let's see, and it does have 3 M2 NVMe slots. Did I say 2? 3. And that's pretty much the way more computers are going to go, I think. Primarily because they are almost 10 times faster than than the regular SSDs that you would buy and install separately, that you plug in through a, oops, I keep banging the camera here. They're the fastest things that are out there. I mean, you do have to, when you're shopping, you do have to look and see what the speeds are and make sure you get one that is fairly good. Fairly, generally the better the brand, the faster the speed. And obviously, if it costs a little, you find two that have the same amount of storage, but one costs more than the other, and then, let's say it's the same brand, if you look closely at the specifications for it, you'll notice that the speeds are different. Okay, so this one here, this motherboard, this is the Z on there, essentially tells you that it's for an Intel processor, which is what I got. Okay, and the reason I like Intel, it tends to be the recommendations that I, to the people that I listen to, say it's more stable. It's generally, in terms of drivers, it's easier to get drivers in for it. So it costs a little bit more, but you pay for that little extra, I guess, peace of mind. You might have, with AMD, you might have to fiddle a little bit more. And the reason I needed something, obviously, if you notice the thumbnail for this, it says Hungry Hermes. That was my son's Minecraft name for the longest time. And so this is going to be his computer. Not that he's going to be playing Minecraft, but he's graduated from Minecraft. So this is meant to handle one of these 10th and 11th generation Intel processors. Okay. And it is unlocked. That's why it has a K designation on it. And not that I'm going to for overclocking, but you never know. If he finds that it needs a little bit more speed, we can, nudge it a little bit. Not get too crazy about it. Okay, and speaking of M2 storage, I did buy a PNY. I bought a PNY and put it in my computer, and it works great. Speeds are very, very good. In this case, the read speed is 3,500, and the write speed is 3,000. Okay. There was another one for like $20 less, but the speeds were like 400 or 500 less on each one. Okay, and just for comparison, a solid state drive that you wire up through SATA, SATA, solid state drive is going to be around 300. So this is like 10 times faster. So when you turn on the computer, it's really fast when it boots up and when it launches a program. As long as the program's not super big, it will launch quickly. Windows, moving windows around and all that, you don't get any lag on that. Okay. And so to power all this, I really like the Corsair brand. Let's see. Where are we at here? I really like the Corsair brand, so I bought a 750. My son, he likes lights, but that's not a big deal for him. For him, it's performance now. So, but if at some point he decides he wants more, or more bling on his computer, this can handle it. Plus the needs of the processor and the what am I saying? And the video card. Okay, so. And I got it. The case that I bought is also a Corsair case. So I bought a Corsair Fans to put in it. These cost a little bit more. I probably didn't have to pay that much. But I was looking at the amount of noise it makes, and so this was very low. So I paid a little extra for the lowest the least noisy fan. So not so much for the color and all that, but obviously the better they make it, they add all these extra stuff. So, and it is part of the whole Corsair thing, so it'll work really well when it together in terms of hooking everything together. The last thing in this box here is a Noctua. Okay, I don't know. push this over here. This is a Noctua cooler, but I'm thinking that I may return this and get a all-in-one liquid cooler. So here's the brand name here, Noctua, Noctua. This is one of the higher rated fans. It's also not as noisy, but it's the way the cooling tower is manufactured that makes it work probably the most efficient at keeping your CPU cool. So that's what this is for, is specifically for the CPU, which is, you know, your Core i9 processor. Okay, so all this, the reason I got all this stuff is because well, I'll get back to that. The other thing is I got this at a pretty good deal from Newegg. It's from MSI, hence that's why I got the MSI motherboard, right? So that there'd be less conflicts in putting it together. Okay, I found that having similar a brand, a manufacturer that makes both parts, and obviously the video card and the motherboard are the two of the main important parts, that the compatibility is works out better, or there's less likely for there to be problems. So because obviously you're manufacturing, you know, it's the same manufacturer. Doesn't always work out that way, but my experience, my lifelong experience, is that when you buy a brand that makes both parts, they fit better together and work better together. Okay. Now, obviously, this is the heart of the whole computer, but everybody builds around this. Okay. So, and these are the two main components that are built around the CPU. So I got a good deal on this because this is right now selling for over $1,000. I got it for about $750, and its actual manufacturer suggested retail price is somewhere between $650 and $700. No, $600 and $650. So, so I paid a little bit more than the manufacturer. Right now, people are paying lots more than just $200 more than the suggested retail price. So, and I have a similar video card in my computer, and I really enjoy it. So, except the one that I have is from EVGA. And let's see. Oh, there was a deal going on where I could save like $30, I think, or maybe more, if I bought these two together. What happens, all the stuff that I bought, including the case, I bought from Newegg. They're not sponsoring me, but it's just, that's the fact of where I got them all. Primarily because I could use one account it was easier financially to put it all on like a layaway plan with them, and then I could pay it back, pay it off slowly. So So, and the primary reason the first thing I got was these two things. Okay, it came as a bundle. Okay, the video card and the dynamic RAM. Okay, this is the temporary memory that your computer uses. Okay, that came as a bundle, and the reason the price was low on this, lower than what scalpers you got to have scalpers, is because Newegg has a program where it every day at 10 o'clock in the morning they have a lottery of selling the cards at a modest markup. Okay, less than what the scalpers are are selling at, and there's usually it could be anywhere from 5 to 12. I've seen a dozen offerings, and you select which ones you want to be in the lottery for. Okay. um, Generally every day, the statistics are that 1,000 people sign up for the lottery. Okay, so I think when I signed up for this lottery, there was only 5 items available. Okay, and so that was, one out or 5 out of 1,000 people I was selected. And what they do is they give you the chance to buy it. Okay, if you don't buy it by a certain time, then they go to the next person on the list, or they draw a new name and they offer it to that person. So I decided this is something that I wanted to get for the next build, and I bundled it. I could have gotten it by itself, but I bundled it with this this memory. I want to say dynamic memory, uh, to save a little bit of money. Okay, to make the overall cost of the video card a little less. I think it was somewhere between $30 and $50. Because they bundled the whole thing together. Okay, and as you know, memory is starting to go up, or any kind of semiconductors uh, are starting to go up in price in the manufacturing side. Okay, or not the manufacturing side, but the commercial side, I guess. And so, because of the demand, and the lack of supply, and the reason is people are buying it up faster than they can make it. Okay, I mean, they're making it at the regular speed, right, or at the regular what they're used to selling it at, but there's just more people out there buying computer parts, and computer parts use integrated circuits, and so the prices on anything. So that's the reason I decided to jump on the video card before it really starts to jump up either higher. I mean, it could go down. It could go down by the end of the year, but I didn't want to wait that long either, because the other computer, I can tell it's just doesn't have enough punch, and my son's really good at playing computers, so or playing the games that he likes, but I think having a better computer will make him a little happier in the long run. So, and this is a good time. Well, it isn't really a good time to build a computer, but like I said, I got a deal on this. As good of a deal as possible, considering the current climate. And yeah, so and I did get some stuff on sale, not all of it. So it isn't too bad. Okay, and that's the preparation. This is a preliminary, just showing you what's going to go inside. Like I said, we have the Corsair case. When we start building it, you'll get to see it. It's a medium, what they call a mid tower case. It's a medium size tower, and so it should be sufficient for handling this. Okay. The thing to check for is the video card's a certain length. Okay. And when you buy the case, you got to make sure. Well, when you buy the case, if you look at the specifications, it will tell you what's the maximum length of video card that it can hold. Okay, so that will be your primary concern for buying a case, or when you have a really nice video card that you're going to put in. Okay, or a high, not a high level, but a, I don't know what to call it. Anyway, so these discrete graphics cards, they come in different sizes, so they're not all the same length, they're not all the same width. So this particular video card is 305 millimeters, and so when I gave my son a choice of various computer cases for him to choose from. The first one he chose, the video card maximum length was exactly 305 millimeters. So we decided to go with the second one, which gave us probably will give us a little bit more room, to put our hands in, because you got to be able to put things in, and the way you put them in is using your hands. So if there's not enough room, it's going to be really difficult in putting a computer together. So especially if you have bigger parts to put in. If you go with the standard computer setup, then you're not going to have problems putting stuff in. Like if you didn't put in a special cooler for your CPU, if you don't put in this discrete graphics card, yeah, you'll be fine. So a really small case isn't going to be a problem. But when you start adding all this other extra stuff, a slightly larger case is probably better. Okay, that will do it for now. And stay safe, and we'll see you on the build. Where are we?